Hi, everybody. My name is Matt Fritzmauer. I'm the Executive Director of Denver Labor, which is a division of the Denver Auditor's Office, led by Auditor Timothy O'Brien. Today, I'll be presenting Wages Wednesday, and the topic is Wage Rights in the Adult Entertainment Industry. It's March 24th, 2025. As I said, I'm Matt Fritzmauer. This is what I'll be presenting on. And I'm the Executive Director of Denver Labor, which enforces wage rights for work performed in the city and county of Denver. So let me give some background on why we're doing this presentation. Denver Labor has been investigating Denver area strip clubs to ensure that they are not violating our wage and hour laws and are respecting all of their workers' rights. On February 26, 2025, we issued 2 wage theft determinations against 2 popular strip clubs, Diamond Cabaret and Rick's Cabaret. We ordered these clubs to pay almost $14 million in restitution and penalties to more than 230 workers. But I want to stress that our work is continuing. We are continuing to collect information from current and former employees and from entertainers, and it's likely that we will uncover more wage theft and more money owed to these people. What we found is that these strip clubs stole wages from entertainers, bartenders, servers, and other workers. And they also engaged in questionable workplace practices. Specifically, we found these businesses committed a number of wage violations. They misclassified dancers as exempt from wage and hour laws. And relatedly, they didn't pay entertainers and other staff Denver's minimum wage. Entertainers, in fact, were paid $0 an hour. The clubs also required entertainers to pay fees for the privilege of working. Before they could clock in, before they could start work, they had to pay as much as $140 just to work. And the clubs also imposed fines against them for various alleged rule violations. In addition, the clubs misclassified certain workers as tipped food and beverage employees and paid them the sub-minimum wage. This included DJs and a role called the house mom, who were paid less than minimum wage when they shouldn't have been. The clubs also failed to pay food and beverage employees the applicable minimum wage by illegally taking advantage of the tip credit. Bars and restaurants are allowed to pay less than the minimum wage, $3.02 less per hour, to qualified tipped workers. But there's a deal there, which says that an employer cannot retain a share of the tips for work performed by these tipped workers. And if they do, then the business loses the advantage of what's called the tip credit. They lose the privilege of paying less than minimum wage. And what we found is that this is exactly what happened at Diamond Cabaret and Rick's Cabaret. They stole tips by requiring tipped workers to provide a percentage of their tips to managers. And so it was illegal for them to also take advantage of the tip credit. Our determination requires these clubs to pay $11,358,000 in restitution to more than 230 affected workers. This number includes unpaid wages, damages, and also 12% interest. Damages and interest are really important to make sure people are fairly compensated when they experience wage theft. And we found that they were appropriate here. In addition, we ordered these strip clubs to pay significant fines to the city and county of Denver for their various and many legal violations. In total, these 2 clubs owe almost $14 million. Now, I want to take a moment to talk about what rights workers in the adult entertainment industry have. There's a lot of misinformation out there. There are a lot of messages that say certain workers don't have rights, and we're going to put those myths to rest today. What we found is that entertainers are workers, period. They are protected by Denver's municipal code. They have the same wage rights as other workers in the city and county of Denver who don't work in adult entertainment. And so they're entitled to the fundamental protections of Denver's wage ordinances. It's really important to note that Denver's laws don't apply to only protect employees. They protect a broader category of workers. Workers are employees, but this category also covers at least some individuals who might arguably be independent contractors under state or federal law. And so, in finding that these entertainers are workers, we're not finding that they're employees, and we're not requiring them to be reclassified as employees. We're just saying these are workers who are entitled to the minimum wage, and they're entitled to be able to work without having their money stolen from them. Now, I want to talk about things that workers in this industry and really in many industries should do in order to protect themselves and what they can do under law. Number one, perhaps most importantly, they can receive Denver's minimum wage. It's $18.81 per hour this year in 2025, and every year it adjusts based on inflation. Workers should also keep a copy of their contract or the agreed upon terms of work with their employer. As much as possible, they should document their tips and maintain their own records of when they work and for who. And then they should always be able to ask questions about their wage rights, challenge their wage theft, submit a complaint to the government, including us or the State Department of Labor, cooperate in a wage investigation, and otherwise take action to talk about and learn about and assert their basic rights under Denver law. There are also some things that managers cannot do, although we understand that sometimes they do these things. Managers and owners and employers cannot pay less than Denver's minimum wage in the city and county of Denver. They can't require workers pay a fee in order to work, nor can they impose fees on workers based on alleged performance issues at work, nor can they make illegal deductions from your paycheck that you didn't agree to. They also can't claim the tip credit rate of up to $3.02 per hour for those who are not a qualified food and beverage worker. A classic example of this would be a valet driver. Those are tipped workers, but they're not tipped food and beverage workers, so they need to be paid the full minimum wage. Managers and owners also can't retain or receive a portion of tips paid by customers for work performed by tipped workers. And they also cannot retaliate if people exercise their wage rights. They can't threaten you, they can't suspend you, they can't change your shift or impose new rules upon you in retaliation for you asking about your rights, talking about your rights, or asserting your rights with the government. We try to make it really easy at Denver Labor to submit a complaint to us. And we urge all workers in the adult entertainment industry who have concerns about wage theft to contact us. You can make an anonymous complaint, and we will not ask for information about your immigration status, and we will help protect you against retaliation if that's something you're concerned about. If you want to learn more about the rights and laws that apply in this industry in particular, you can just visit denvergov.org/stripclubs. And there are also a lot of ways to contact us. You can call us at 720-913-WAGE, email us at wagecomplaints@denvergov.org, or visit Denver Labor's website, denvergov.org/denverlabor. We have a really easy online complaint form you can fill out. It only takes about 10 or 12 minutes. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact the Denver Auditor's Office. You can see our website here, denverauditor.org, and you can visit us there. And then there's more contact information that you can use if you ever have any questions. Thank you for joining us today, and please never hesitate to reach out.